Ciao everyone, I'm Vlada and today I want to share with you my honest experience studying for a master's degree in Politecnico di Milano. First off, the biggest highlight for me was definitely the opportunity to study for free in English in the best university of Italy. I studied product service system design. Polimi offers some great scholarship. I personally had DSU scholarship that is income based. This scholarship covers tuition and gives you around 5,000 per year plus €5 daily for food expenses, and also it gives you a bonus of €1,000 if you graduate on time. There are also merit-based scholarships that cover tuition and give you extra money. And then I remember there was also Invest Your Talent in Italy scholarship. So as you can see, there were various options, which is really good because honestly this kind of financial support is rare, and it was a relief that I got the DSU scholarship because Milan isn't cheap. But we will get back to that later. First, I have to say that international environment was incredible. I've met people from all over the world, professors, students, even guest speakers. It was inspiring to work on projects with people who have such different backgrounds and ideas. This multicultural vibe really opens your mind and helps you grow, not only as designer, but as a person. And until now, my closest friends are the ones that I've met in my program. In our course, it was roughly 50-50, half Italians, half international students. We were total 100 people, and Italians were usually around 22-25 years old, coming straight from their triennale, which is a bachelor degree that is 3 years in Italy, while the most foreigners were closer to their 30s. This age gap made things interesting because we had different experiences, different mindsets and energy levels, so sometimes it got tricky. The courses themselves were very practical and hands-on, which I loved. It wasn't about just theory. We worked with real projects, sometimes with real companies, and we've learned to apply what we studied immediately. Plus, the school often invited industry professionals to share their insights, which made education more relevant. In fact, in design programs like mine, there is a mandatory internship that counts as part of your academic credits. You have to find it yourself, and it's often the first step into the job world. After graduation, you are also granted a 1-year residence permit just for job searching, which is very useful. And this one is much easier to convert to a work permit later. For some reason, converting directly from a student permit to a working permit is very difficult, and in some cases even almost impossible. And finding a job after graduation, it really depends. Some of my classmates find their jobs in a month or so, but some were looking for it over a year. But there are tools to help. For example, there is career service that is like university LinkedIn kind of thing. It lists job opportunities, internships, and even CV tips. There are also some career fairs on campus, and some professors have industry connections or their own companies, so you just have to be good at networking. That's how several people I know landed their first jobs. Sorry, it's like 33 degrees outside right now in Milan. I would say Milan and Turin are the best cities for job hunting in Italy, especially Milan if you are looking for a position in English. That said, many people are leaving after graduation to other European Union countries because of higher salaries or bigger markets. And of course, living in Milan as a student is incredible. There are so many things going on in the city, like design weeks, exhibition, amazing food, and beautiful places to explore nearby, like the Alps and Mediterranean coasts, so you will definitely not get bored. One of the best ways to integrate and meet people was Welcome Week, and I strongly suggest you to not skip it. It's a busy but fun time when university organizes orientation events, tours, and social gatherings just for new students. It helps a lot to break the ice and feel a bit less alone when you are in a new country. There are info sessions to help you with bureaucracy, like registering your student card, but also parties and group activities. It's honestly a bit overwhelming because you have so many things to do when you just arrived, but it's very valuable experience. Actually, I met my first roommate in the welcome week. I was telling about this crazy story full of coincidences in this video. I will leave the link, and that's why I think I like welcome week so much, because we became best friends, and I think it's a good opportunity really to make friends in the new country. Now, of course, it's not all perfect. I want to be real about some of the difficulties. First, even though the program is in English, the most administrative stuff is only in Italian. And now, even if your entire degree is in English, you will still have to present an Italian language certificate when you apply. And take into account that all the life stuff like housing and bureaucracy will be only in Italian. If you don't speak the language, it's possible to survive, but it's probably gonna be frustrating and slow. Honestly, I survived with minimal Italian at first, but I highly recommend you to start studying it early on to just make your life easier. Speaking of bureaucracy, the whole process can be painfully slow and complicated. And I heard this from many other students too. Getting your scholarship approved, enrolling, finding housing, expect delays, and prepare to be patient and persistent. For example, one of my friends applied for her first residence permit in autumn when she just arrived to Italy, like all of us, and then she got an appointment in winter to bring the documents, and then she received her actual permit just a few weeks before it was already expired. While you're studying, you're allowed to work part-time, and I was freelancing because even though I had my scholarship and my savings, that still was not enough to cover everything. That said, it was not easy to combine work with studies. In our case, attendance was checked in many classes, and officially you were allowed to miss like 2 per semester. And the workload, especially in the first year, was intense. So I'd say it's possible to work on the side, but only if your job is flexible and you're good at managing your time. Speaking of workload, the projects are great, but they can be pretty demanding. And our typical day, classes from 9:15 to 1:15, then around 1 hour for lunch, and then lectures or workshops until 6:15. You have to be very organized to keep up because you will be always involved in group projects. And group work itself sometimes can be stressful and tricky because of different cultures, different work styles, and sometimes uneven contributions from teammates. It's a real skill to navigate this and communicate well. And professors, it depends. Some are amazing and approachable and always open to discussion. Others can be a bit more distant and strict. But overall, I appreciated that the program encouraged open dialogue and critical thinking, even in a class of 100 people speaking in a non-native language. One thing I really want to highlight is the value of community and friendships I've built there. Moving to a new country away from everything you knew can be very lonely, and having friends that understand the same challenges is what makes a difference. We helped each other with everything, from bureaucratic problems to cultural adjustments. Also, being a part of this international community pushed me to improve all the languages, my Italian, my Spanish, my English. And that is important because even though all the classes are in English, knowing languages is what opens doors for job interviews, internships, housing, bureaucracy, and social life. So was it worth it to drop everything at 28 and come study here? Absolutely. But be prepared, it's not a vacation. It's a challenge with amazing rewards if you are ready to work hard and adapt. And honestly, I think this might be the best way to move to Italy. Because when you move by marriage, for example, it can feel a bit more difficult from the beginning because you can feel like you just moved for one person. And also when you move for work, it's like your free time is limited and the colleagues might not always be the friendliest ones. But through studying, especially especially in the city like Milan, you get the full experience. Being part of student life, making friends from all over the world, and actually starting to create a life here. If you're thinking about applying to study in Italy, and especially to Politecnico di Milano, I hope this video gave you a real picture of what to expect beyond the official brochures. And by the way, as I was telling you in the beginning that Milan isn't cheap, I actually made a video about cost of living here, so you can go and check it right here. If you want me to make a specific video on a topic you're interested in, please let me know in the comments. I read everything. I will definitely make it. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more honest stories about working, studying and living in Italy. And see you in the next video. Ciao!